Yay! Yeah, Streamlabs updated, and every time Streamlabs updates, it breaks everything. Welcome to stream. Nice to see you, Alice. Nice to see you, Pint and Stephanie. Thank you for helping. Yeah, I was just saying my internet's been borked for a bit, so I'm just, thank you! Thank you for the resub. That's 4 months in a row. Oh my goodness. Tier 2 for 4 months in a row. My God. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Slobs Crimes. Yeah, Streamlabs is just... Mara, thank you. Thank you for the 5 months. I think you're almost to the new little thingy, though. You have the, like, early sub supporter thingy, so you won't even notice. But yeah, my Wi-Fi adapter just kicks off every once in a while, so I've got Ethernet plugged in, which is fun times. I had to get a long Ethernet cable to get from like way over there to my computer because I'm not streaming. And oh, Nintendo Direct is just about to start. I mean, they can get back to me when they're gonna do anything for the fucking Zelda anniversary, because they did not announce anything at E3, and I am sad. But I want to play more Power Wash Simulator because that's all I can think about doing is cleaning things. Sorry if I'm like scratching my head. I literally just got my hair bleached like earlier today. Like I got home, filmed a couple TikToks that I had to do. And then my hair's all white. I got it straightened. It is never this straight unless I've been to the salon, because I have wavy hair. But it's so white. I'm so happy. It's whiter than my walls, actually. Like, you're in DZ's Discord? Dope. White hair is such a vibe. Yeah. Yeah, I love having my hair white. It gets yellowy as it like ages, just because oils turn it yellow and my purple shampoo is not that strong. But I love it when it's freshly white. Cheers to Nintendo properties that don't get anniversary celebrations. Yeah, they really don't. They just like don't bother. It's like, why make a big fuss about it? Titanium white hair best. It's not even titanium white anymore. It's like pure white until it gets like yellowed with like between appointments. I have clip-in bangs and I have to retone them because they're way too yellow for my hair again. Let me know if the music is too loud or if it's good or whatever. No anniversary celebrations unless you're Pokemon or Mario. Well, pretty much. Which is dumb, because Zelda is such an important series too. Like, I guess the Japanese players don't care as much. Speaking of Zelda though, I did do Midna cosplay yesterday and the day before, so that was fun. My my suit's in the bathroom in the shower because I have to like hand wash the damn thing because it's covered in mud. It was raining yesterday and I'm like, yeah, I'll shoot in the rain, it's fine. And I just have black paint all down my face. Yeah, cosplay. And the fucking helmet hurts my head so badly. Gives me a whole like headache because it's like too big for my head, so to get it to stay, it's like got foam in it, but only the front, the back, and the sides, and then it's just kind of like resting on my like brow bone, and it like jams my eyebrow piercing into my eye, and like I have to put it on like at an angle and like squidge into it. I hope they port Twilight Princess to Switch. I definitely play. Oh my god. They should. I would love to play Twilight Princess again. So fucking underrated. Such an underrated game. I'm gonna keep talking, but I think I'm gonna switch to the game. So we can play the game. It's... Streamlabs is being weird, but it's fine. Game. Game. I hit the button so I can see chat theoretically. Theoretically. Oh, that's... I want that to go away. I can just go down here. Sick. Okay. Haha! I can see y'all now. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, we were doing the haunted house. Mm-hmm. I can see you, Steph. Thank you. As long as they port the original GameCube version, like be a lefty, yes. They absolutely. I had the Wii version, it was so fucking confusing. Also, I'll not hear anyone say different. Midna is the best Zelda character. What? That's the button I want. Is the best Zelda character of all time. Certainly the best, like, helper character. I could see someone liking other characters, but as a helper character, she is by far the best. If it's just JRPGs, you'll be back? Okay, sweet. I mean, it probably will be, to be honest. Where's my ladder? Sorry. I'm not used to using, like, a proper mouse. I'm used to my trackpad. F. Like, don't get me wrong, I've used WASD stuff before. I'm just really not good at it. Now, how do I... No. No. Rotate, that's what I wanted. No, that isn't what I wanted. There's another thing I wanted to do. How do you switch nozzles again? Oh, there we go. As long as one of those JRPGs is Fire Emblem, you'll be happy. I just don't play JRPGs ever. They're so not my thing. Like, definitely enjoy it. If they're your thing, I'm, like, excited for you. But, like, God, any RPG where you spend more time in menus than actually doing stuff just makes me so bored. You get it? Yeah. And, like, I also get, like, I love Zelda, and, like, I love the Game Grumps, and Aaron fucking hates Zelda, and I get that too. There's a lot of waiting around. But I get it, it can be super boring. It's just, JRPGs, I'm just like, oh god. God, just let me hit stuff. Show don't tell, stop making everything a fucking menu. But I totally get that, you know, different strokes for different folks, you know, like, the games I like aren't for everybody. Fire Emblem is your trash, though, and half the series has never been released in the West. Oh, that's sucky. Yeah, I hate when you're like, can I just have the thing, please? I've never been, like, a massive fan of, like, any, like, foreign, series, so I have not had to struggle through the, like, oh, it's not available in my country sort of thing. I get that a lot with music, where bands won't tour in Canada. They either only tour in Europe or like they'll make it to the US, but they like don't make it to Canada. And I'm like, could you just let me like see and support the bands that I like? Oh, I've fallen off the ladder again. And to be fair to me, I'm not any better at ladders in real life either. I'm not good at anything that involves me going up. I got the gutter, yay! Ladders are a hard no. Yeah, fair enough. The fucking fuck is this shit? Yeah, I've done ladders before, and like I can honestly do ladders better than stairs. But that's a low bar. I am very not good at stairs. My legs just burn after like a flight or two. You've never used a ladder in your life? I mean, that's surprising in that, like, I feel like you would have at least used, like, the ladders on, like, slides at, like, a playground or something. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like most people have at least done that one. How do I crouch? So much mold, oh my god. Oh, all the playgrounds in your area have stairs? Well then. I stand corrected. Cause yeah, I think my only super experience with ladders is like as a kid, but then like my parents have like a loft in their garage. And like, when I was younger, it's like my sister and my mom are both disabled. And I mean, so am I, but like my mom's had like a knee replacement. My dad broke his neck when I was younger. So like, and at that point, my sister was fairly young. So like the only person who could like get up in the loft to get stuff would be me. And I'm like, great, cool. And the ladder wasn't tall enough, so I'd have to go to the top of the ladder, stand on the very, very top of it, which you're not supposed to do, and then, like, swing my leg up on top of the loft and, like, roll into it. Very dangerous, very stupid. I'd have to, like, drop down onto the ladder, too. I guess I'm not that bad at ladders in real life, then, because I never hurt myself. I'm surprised I never hurt myself, but what could possibly go wrong? I know. Yeah, I'd have to like hang like this off the like the loft and like swing my feet looking for the edge of the ladder to like slowly lower myself onto it. I don't recommend doing that, by the way. Especially as like a fucking 12-year-old. I want a cracker. Ladder gymnastics, oh my god. So, unfun fact, you can't power wash shingles like this because you break them. It fucks up the shingle. You also aren't really supposed to do this to decks either, because it can take the... It can like make the wood all fuzzy and weird. Things I know because I was talking to my dad about playing this game, and he's like, yeah, you shouldn't really be power washing roofs. You had a follow-up cardiology appointment where you learned that most of what your first cardiologist said was total BS. Oh, well, at least you figured out he's full of shit and can see like an actual proper doctor, but that's always frustrating. Doctors do your fucking job challenge. How about that? Doctors don't make your patients fucking do your job for you. How about that one? Don't make me be a fucking expert in like 8 different specialties just because you can't be arsed to do a single test. So I guess on the plus side, like, because I've had to do so much of my own, like, health stuff, I've been able to help other people. I just wish people didn't need my help, you know? I wish I didn't have to be like, oh, you have this heart condition and your stomach's not working, let me diagnose you with EDS because no one the fuck else is going to. I keep hitting E instead of D because my fingers are terrible at everything. I can't remember how to crouch. Crouch. You think it would just be C, but it's not? I know there's a crouch button, I just can't remember what it is. Doctors admit when you don't know the answer challenge, yeah. The first one just passed you the generic 28-page anti-POTS packet that you have to figure out on all on your own, said go fuck yourself, kid. Yeah. Yeah, like, that's not how to do proper care, damn it. I'm very confused as to like, oh, wait. If I just jump a lot. Ha! I can just jump a lot. That works. But like, yeah, some doctors just think medicine is a one-size-fits-all thing, but like, no. Especially something with POTS where there's like 8 different things that can cause it. Like, maybe don't assume that everyone with POTS is going to be the same. And that's just medically, not even including like circumstantial differences. Like, you know, if you're broke and don't have access to a gym, you need like alternate things to do for physio. Like, you can't just assume that everyone has the access to all the same shit. Or like, people might have like other disabilities and things, or like a work situation that makes it not doable. The one you saw today gave you a specific thing to try and a messenger in a few weeks to see how it's going. See, yeah, that works way better. Because then it's like, okay, you have a specific job to do, and there's a specific goal in mind, and then like, with chance to give like feedback and on how it's going and how it actually is working for you. Like, that's how that fucking should work though, is the thing. Because my first physiotherapist was like that too. Was just like, here's like 8 different fucking exercises to do, and didn't work with me to figure out that like, oh, like I can't just do an hour of exercises 3 times a day when I'm working fucking retail with like a chronic disability. Like, yeah, maybe your car accident survivors can do that, but I fucking can't. Like, they're off on workers' comp, so they can just do physio all day. I'm not. I have to still work. Or would be like, oh, just go until you're tired, but I don't know what that means. Because I've been disabled my whole life with no one believing me, so, like, it took me a long time to be able to learn to, like, know what kind of, like, when enough is. Because my first physiotherapist was literally just do like 25 of these, and I do 25 of them and then couldn't walk, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do 25 of them. They're like, yeah, then just stop at 10. I'm like, you didn't tell me that. I've never worked out, I've never been to a gym before. Talk to me like I'm 5. You got really lucky with your PT? That's such a shitty mindset, yeah. Sir, I'm always tired. Yeah, exactly. It's like, they're like, oh yeah, stop when it hurts. I'm like, I walked in here on a dislocated knee, not complaining. I'm literally only here because it won't stop dislocating. It's not that it's dislocating that's the problem. I'm used to that. It's that it won't stop. It's the only reason I'm here. And I have not cried about it. It's, like, it doesn't hurt. I guess. Not any more than everything always does. Like, you telling me to stop when something hurts is setting me up for failure because I don't know what that means. I still kind of don't know what that means. Like, to tell me, like, oh, stop when something hurts. I'm like, what? What does that mean? Like, my new physiotherapist, like, my trainer, she's really good at, like, letting me know that, like, oh, you don't stop when it hurts. You stop when it stops feeling, like, satisfying and starts to feel like damage. I'm like, that's a way to fucking phrase that so I get it. Your PT stops you before you get hurt, which is, again, the bar is so low. Yeah. Yeah, mine, like, double checks to make sure. It's basically if my form's correct. And she always encourages me to, like, stop if I can't keep going. But we've also built up really, really slowly. Like, wasn't having me do, like, a shit ton of stuff off the bat. It was like, okay, we'll start with, like, literally just, like, bending over. Like, literally just doing this for a while. Until I could hold that, and then, like, and I'd be, like, holding myself up on the other side and just stretching that out, and then doing it with, like, not holding my other leg. So I was just supporting with, like, just gradually building up my strength. And it's a testament to how well it's worked, because I went from walking on a cane for 15 years to, like, now I don't use my cane anymore. Which is honestly huge. I literally didn't think I'd ever be able to do that. And when I first started seeing her, I was even using my wheelchair sometimes. And, like, I use my wheelchair occasionally still, like, if I have an injury, but it's not, like, a chronic thing anymore. Where, like, I need it all the time. It's like, oh, I might, you know, twist my ankle or something, then need it for a day. A good PT is a lifesaver. Yeah, absolutely. Like, legitimately, I went from, like, so bedridden I'd need my partner to come to my apartment to hand feed me because I couldn't stand up, open the fridge, or pick up a spoon, to I climbed a fucking mountain in Japan. Like, and all of that's possible because she actually, like, fucking listened to me when I was like, yeah, my body don't do that. Like, I can't, my body doesn't do what normal bodies do. So you gotta, like, work with how my body is. Middle school PE, mentality is a plague in so much of the physical activity spaces. Yeah, absolutely. Like, assuming that everyone can do the same thing, like, the same way, is just incorrect. And it does so much harm to, like, kids. Because there's disabled kids who don't know they're disabled. Like, I was disabled and I just kept being told, like, I did the 12-minute run in high school on a dislocated knee because no one believed me. Like, I did permanent damage to my leg because people were making me do things that I clearly shouldn't have been doing. It's just a fucking nightmare. Disabled? Just stop. Right? Fucking, they made a friend of mine in high school used a wheelchair and they made him do the 12-minute run in his wheelchair. And I'm like, what does that prove? That he can wheel in a circle for 12 minutes? Like, on gravel? I mean, when is he ever going to need to do that? Like, there's literally no reason for him to be here. Why is he even in gym? Like, other than health class, like, there's not really any reason for him to be here. Like, he can't do any of this stuff. Like, there is wheelchair, like, sports and things, but people were, it's not like anyone was giving him any accessibility to give him the ability to do any of these things. Like, oh yeah, you're just gonna have someone with, like, wheelchair wheels designed for linoleum try and fucking do stuff out in the grass. Yeah, that's gonna go well. And you don't have to teach people how to do things or work up to things like a mile that leads to further injury and disability. Yeah, just like, oh, why can't you throw a ball? I'm like, I don't fucking know. No one ever taught me how to, I don't know. I've never done it before. I'm not instinctually good at everything. But that's like, not even just physical education, but like everything in elementary school into middle school is just like the idea that you either are naturally good at something or you'll never ever be able to do it. Like, I got constantly told, like, because I was good at math, and by good at math, I mean my dad kind of taught me how to multiply when I was a little kid, right? So I had, like, a bit of an advantage. But, like, they're like, oh, you're good at math and you're not good at, like, this very particular way of drawing, so you're just not a creative person, you'll never be good at art. They, like, try and categorize, like, what kind of kid you are, and they don't let you stray. It's like, oh, yeah, you're just a maths kid. You can just do math forever. And, like, oh, because you can't draw photorealistic things as a child with no one teaching you how to do that, that means you're never gonna be good at art. And I'm like, that's not... A, the only kind of art. B, that's not how you teach people how to do art. And C, we all just stopped shitting our pants like a couple of days ago. Like, maybe give me a benefit of the doubt that I'm figuring shit out right now. I don't know. I just hate the way that school is taught. This, like, whole, you either get it right away or you're just, that's not your subject. I'm like, that's not how learning works. And now, like, my career is a creative industry. Like, I model for a living. I do, like, photography and stuff. Like, I'm creative. I'm just... Funnily enough, the person whose fingers are deformed can't really hold a pen very well. Weird. You literally had a teacher in high school tell the class that if they didn't learn this section in the first class, they would never understand it. And I was just like, that means you're a bad teacher. Yeah, exactly. Like, I had friends of mine in high school who didn't fucking get math at all. And it's just because, like, they were artistic kids and didn't get math instinctively. Which is fine. Most people don't. That they were just told that they were bad at math and no one ever fucking tried to teach it to them. And I literally just sat down with them like once for a day and then taught them quadratic equations and like algebra and stuff. It was literally just putting it in a language they understood rather than just spewing numbers at them. And like making it practical, like, oh, here's how you could use that equation in art, or like relate it to an interest of theirs, and then they get it. Like, most people can do basic math. It's really... And then people get so anxious because they've been told they're bad at it, and they just get nervous and anxious, and then they're so anxious and now they can't do it. And it's not them, it's the environment and the teachers and shit. It's okay, it's fine. I didn't need you to work anyway. It's fine. The idea that you should be able to learn a subject with all teaching styles when that's 100% not how that works. Yeah, like certain kids just learn hands-on, so you gotta like my physics teacher in high school was amazing because he made sure to like, he'd start with like the theoretical stuff and just teach you like the basic rules of stuff, and then he'd like do a physical demonstration to like show you how it worked. So we were doing like our optics unit, he'd have like lasers and mirrors and things to kind of show you how it worked, and would not just show you how it worked, but then let you just sit there and fiddle with it and play with it and figure out, because he was like, yeah, playing is just you experimenting. Like, just take a mirror, take a couple like low-powered lasers that won't hurt you, and just sit there and play with them for a while, and you'll get kind of a sense of how this works. And it, like, that's all it takes to help a lot of creative or like less theoretically minded kids like get more advanced math and science and stuff, is just like make it hands-on, make it like creative, make it artsy. Like a lot of the art kids, if you just teach them physics in like a way that helps them with their art, and you're just like, okay, this physics will help you do like anticipation frames and stuff if you're gonna do animation, and like understand how to do like this thing. And like if you make it practical, kids get it more. And it's like, but no one's bad at it, they just learn different. Just jumped off the roof. I just hate when kids are told they're bad at things, or that they're a bad learner or a bad student, when really it's just like they don't learn that one particular way and that's it. Oh God. But yeah. Essentially, the point of all that is ableism hurts fucking everyone. There isn't a single soul who wouldn't benefit from, like, society being more accepting of different minds and bodies and things. Okay, I just had to crack my back. Ow. This game makes me so thirsty. It'd also be amazing if high school taught the practical shit, like stats before trigonometry. You always remain salty that stats is a grade 12 elective. Yeah, I never learned stats. I also never learned, like, the way that they fucking set up classes is so dumb. Like, I took advanced math because I needed to go to university for the degree that I wanted. The thirst bonk. But they basically treat it like you'd have like advanced math, and then you'd have college math, and then you'd have like workplace math. And like workplace math is where you taught, like, we're taught things like budgeting. And I'm like, just because I need to go to university doesn't mean I wouldn't benefit knowing how to like budget or do my taxes and shit. And everyone always like gives me shit for saying like, oh, I wish they taught how to do taxes in school. And they're like, they do. And I'm like, no, they don't. Only if you're what they think is a stupid kid and they think you're gonna be a stay-at-home mom because you're not gonna have a career. And it's like, it's just this idea that you can only be a stay-at-home mom, you can only be a homemaker or a career person, and you're never gonna need to do multiple things. Everything you learned about stats was outside of high school, and I'm salty. Yeah, I learned stats in university in second year. We had a stats class, and that's where we learned, that was our ethics class as well, which was, you shouldn't, as a psych major, we need more than just like half a unit for fucking ethics. Thank you very much. And my stats class also taught me that most psychological research is bullshit. And then I'm autistic too, so that kind of like sealed it. But yeah, a lot of those studies are just nonsense. They're not repeatable. They make a lot of wild assumptions. Rather than just being like, here's the results, they make like assumptions about like the why. Even though you can't prove that in a fucking study like that. And they never ask people why they're doing things. So you want to know why someone did this thing? Just fucking ask them maybe. They might be lying to you, but they're gonna have some insight that you're not gonna get from the outside. You're lucky to learn budgeting in business class. See, I took business, but our business class taught me, it's been weirdly helpful, but we were taught how to type, how to use Excel, and how to invest in stocks. And the stocks thing was only really useful to me in so much as that it makes me very risk averse with my money. And it allowed me to make a decent little bit from when I had to use Bitcoin for work. But I used what I knew from business class in order to, like, you know, make back the principal and then just modestly invest extra without going haywire. I didn't ever invest like a lot. I had to put in like, I don't know, like 150 bucks or something to run some like Backpage ads. And then when I didn't want to leave stuff on the ad pay like site, so I just have some Bitcoin laying around. And then when it grew enough to make back the $150, I took that out and then left another 20 bucks in there. So I basically always made sure after like the first like 2 weeks, I had made my principal back plus a little bit. So I withdrew my principal and then was just like, okay, anything after this is gravy. So even if I lose it all, I technically didn't lose anything. This is all just whatever. So I could never actually be in the red. You were taught the whole Microsoft suite and our Excel project was building yourselves a budget. See, that's nice. We didn't learn that. We were learning like, not like household budget stuff. We were learning like, how to make, like if we were gonna have like a lemonade stand, how to like have an Excel spreadsheet to keep track of like stock and expenses and things. But like, I don't know, it kind of helped, but it was very much more to like how you could be like a receptionist at a fucking office, more so than like a household budget or like taxes and stuff. I'm just lucky that my like parents taught me that stuff on my own. Part of it may be age difference. We did that the next year. Maybe. I am quite a bit older than you. From what I recall. Because I'm Salt's age. Plus or minus a couple months. And from what I remember, you're a little bit younger than my baby sister. Who I suppose is not a baby anymore. She's full on like an adult. But... 2010, when you went to high school knowing Microsoft Suite was the name of the game. Oh god, when I like... God, when I was in high school, I think by then everyone knew how to type, but when I was in like middle school, like learning typing was like what we did. You're 6 years younger, yeah, makes sense. God, to give a sense of how fucking old I am, my first experience typing was on a typewriter. Like, legitimately, like, the keys would catch sometimes, or like the ink ribbon would get snagged, and you'd have to fucking sit there and fiddle with it for like 20 minutes. Typewriter. Like, that's how I learned to type. So when I switched to like, even like the old school keyboards from like the 90s, I was like, oh, okay, this is easier. You did typing from like 3rd grade until 8th because they were convinced we needed to touch type. Oh yeah, they thought we needed to touch type, but like, oh god, when did I start typing? Like when we had computers like in my elementary school was like 4th grade maybe? I'm also like from a smallish town, so like that's gonna affect things too, because we're a different school board, I'm pretty sure. Home row flashbacks. Yeah, I refuse to do that too. I always gotten shit for like not home row typing, but I'm like, I literally, if I'm familiar with a keyboard, I just know where the keys are. I don't have to like be like, oh, if I move my finger this far, I just know where my keys are. Just typing programs are the bane of my existence. See, I was lucky because when I was typing at home, my parents used, I had a game called Mario Teaches Typing. So it was literally the original like NES Mario game, but you played it by typing. It was really fun. Oh, you were not graded? Good. We were graded, but you had to, basically they had like little in-program tests, and as long as you passed those, you were fine. And they didn't take grades off if you weren't home row typing. The teacher would just get mad at you. But like, whatever. Get mad at me then, die mad about it. Like, I don't fucking care. I'm not home row type. I still don't home row type. Always failed those tests. I did okay. I wasn't the fastest typer, but like, again, me and you have EDS, so like our fingers are not exactly the most functional. Like, we have a delay between when we like want to move our fingers and then our fingers actually move. The fabric covers were the bad texture. Oh my god, you had fabric covers on your keys? That's awful. We did not have that. That certainly wouldn't fucking help. Yeah, I'm imagining like, because I'm okay with some velvet, but I'm thinking like the really cheap crushed velvet. Not like the expensive soft stuff, but like the really shitty crushed velvet. They get it like Spirit Halloween or something. You struggle with copying out written text and you struggle to spell. Yeah. Yeah, my spelling was good. My issue was like I could type pretty fast if I was typing my own thoughts, my issue was reading, like, and I also read really fast. My issue was just converting what I read into, like, what my finger should do. I just fucking couldn't do that. But, like, I kind of still have issues with, like, I type really fast. Like, I type for one of my fucking jobs, like, all day. I type just fine. I just, you know, don't homeroad type because who the fuck needs to do that? Also, do you remember when we used to have flip phones and you'd have to do, like, T9 with you'd have to type out words with your fucking thumb? I get the not liking Velvet thing. I'm goth and like Velvet, but I'm very picky about it. Like, I can't buy Velvet online. I have to actually be able to, like, touch it before I buy it. Because some Velvets aren't as bad. And it also depends on, like, which way. Because if it's, like, you go down and it's soft and up and it's scritchy, it's not as bad. It just has to be, like, laying in the right direction so it doesn't scratch my arm when I'm walking. The Y2K retro kids bring back T9, I will lose it. They better fucking not, actually. I love Gen Z, but if they start bringing back T9 typing for no reason, I will just be over them immediately. I'll be like, no. No, I loved you so much for literally your entire sense of humor and everything you do, but if you do T9 typing, that's unfucking forgivable. There's a line and you have to decide what you're gonna put up with today. Not fucking that. What's T9? Oh my god, you lucky soul. So, have you seen what, like, a flip cell phone keyboard looks like? Where it's just, like, just the numbers? Like, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then star 0 pound at the bottom. The alphabet would be assigned. Yeah, so it would be A, B, C, D, E, F, like, across. So if you wanted to hit, like, a C, you'd have to hit 1 3 times. That's how we used to have to fucking text. Yeah, that's T9, is like that shit. Because the T would be on the 9, I think, or something like that. What the fuck? Yeah. Yeah. We used to have to text like that. So you wonder why we, like, have all of these fucking acronyms, right? Like, if that happens, I'm disowning Gen Z. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's unforgivable. My thumbs will never forgive you. Like, bestie, I love you, but no. When slide phone got big, it was for a reason. Yeah, because you'd have your screen, and it'd be a bigger screen, and you slide it out, and you'd have a full fucking QWERTY keyboard. And by full, like, the keys were, like, small enough an ant would get lost on them, but, like, oh god, it was so much better. Because, like, my phone, the screen was, I shit you not, like, this big. And I was fancy because my mom's cell phone, when you closed it, there was a screen on the outside. But mine didn't have that. That was my second flip phone. But yeah, my one in, like, middle school and high school. Yeah. If you use it sometimes to troubleshoot the printer and it fucking sucks. Yeah. Yeah, we had to do everything like that. And text also used to, like, phone plans wouldn't come with texting, so it'd be like 5 or 10 cents a text every fucking text you sent. It adds up really fucking quick, let me tell you. So glad you missed that. Oh, do you want to know worse shit than that? Accidentally hitting the internet panic. Oh my god, you hit the internet button, you're like, oh no, 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 back. That cost you like $50. You get climate change? I mean, to be fair, we had climate change too. It just hadn't accelerated quite as badly. Like we knew it was coming. Like, I could tell it was happening when I was in fucking middle school. Or like my environmental studies teacher in grade 11 or 12 was like, yeah, by 2040 the world's gonna be like really fucking bad, and it's pretty much like there's nothing we can do about it because if corporations don't change, then it doesn't really matter what you do. It was slightly less inevitable. Yeah, we had hope, I guess, is the difference. Throwback to the hole in the ozone? Yeah, that shit was wild. Throwback to like asbestos walls and lead paint. But yeah, Alice, if you want to know a fun thing, so there was a thing where your plans for the future basically bank on society collapsing. Yeah, same. But to be fair, when I was like a kid, I didn't think I would live to like 25. My plan for adulthood was just to be dead. And here I am having to cope with it because my plan failed. Same, LMAO. But yeah, back in the good old 90s, if you wanted to have internet on your computer, you couldn't use the phone. So like I wouldn't be able to do my homework because my mom would be waiting for like a work call because the phone line and the internet line were like the same. Oh, you can't imagine it, you're fine. Okay, good. No, mine was straight up like I didn't think I'd still be alive. Like, I was a very depressed kid. You had that absolutely wonderful dial-up tone. Oh my god, having your computer startup sound be that, or like having that be your ringtone would be amazing. Just our internet was possessed, and that's just how it was. Our lives were wild. Okay, but so we had shared, like, the phone line and the whatever was the same. The cool thing was landlines draw power from the power lines, so even when the power goes out, your phone would still work. Like your dial-up and like rotary phones would still be fine. The touch tone phones wouldn't always, but like rotary phones would work in a power outage. It was great. But I had friends, and then my dad had this too when he was a kid. There was a thing called party lines. So your house and sometimes another house or up to like three or four houses would all have the same phone line. So like if you picked it up, you could eavesdrop on your neighbor's call because you all have the same fucking phone number. And if it rang, you didn't know which house it was for. Your high school had asbestos ceiling tiles that they didn't replace until they started falling off the ceiling. Gross. My, the one elementary school in my hometown was like purely made of asbestos. Like it was so bad they couldn't get it out of the walls because the walls were asbestos. So they had to like build a whole new elementary school and just tear it down. Oh yeah, the popcorn ceilings. Yeah, my parents, the first house I lived in had popcorn ceilings. And my parents were very, very keen on not doing that when they built their second house. Nothing was more terrifying as a small child than having like a helium birthday balloon, letting go of it, and having it explode on the ceiling. Shit was terrifying. Who even thought that was a good idea? I don't know. They were wrong. Popcorn goes in your face, not on your ceiling. And even then, I can't even eat popcorn anymore, so like... You don't miss popcorn that much? Yeah, I only really, like, the only time I get a hankering for popcorn is when I'm, like, at the movie theater and it's all I can fucking smell. Popcorn really is just a way to get butter in your mouth, to be honest. You found out that there was still asbestos in the ceiling when there was a fire and it got in the air ducts, so that's a thing you've got to live with. Oh, great. That's fun. Prepare the butter vessel. Yeah, my closest thing to that was just like, there was a lot of mercury around. Just like, for no reason. Like there's mercury in like the light bulbs or something. I can't remember, but I just remember being told there was a lot of mercury. And then also, cause I grew up where there were shipyards, so the water was just filled with heavy metals that they had to like dredge out and get rid of. Luckily that was all dealt with when I was like basically like unaware of it, but you're lucky to escape the area of significant lead poisoning. Yeah, we just get insignificant lead poisoning. It's better, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna jump off the roof and do this just to finish this wall. I'll finish the roof. Thank you for this blessing, corporate overlords. Nah, that's regulation that helped. You live in a steel processing town. I really don't like to think about what's in your water. Yeah. Mine, because of all the heavy metal stuff, they put in like a heavy duty water treatment plant with like, god damn it. It had like osmosis filtering and carbon filtering and stuff. Like the water where I'm from is like fucking amazing. It's just like, the tap water was good. If you're in the lake, not so much. Ladder 3 is 01. Yeah, basically. Can I get... No, but I want... No, but I want up here. Can I get up there, though? Heh. No, but I want on the roof, please. No. Heh. You know what? There's probably a smarter way to do this, which is get the ladder. I just hate this fucking thing. Direct is over? Anything interesting, or is it just... Do I have to, like, put the ladder up and then get the ladder? I hate this. This channel is now an anti-ladder hate page. It is. Fucking ladders. Do I have to... How terrifying would this be in real life? Wait, I can't even grab the ladder. How am I... do I crouch to get the ladder? How do I crouch? Parkour! Do you want the game news or the dumb news? I kind of want both. No, that's jumping. Control is crouch! I fucking figured it out! It still won't let me grab the ladder. Fuck ladders. Yeah, ladders are dumb. They announced a cast for a new Mario movie? Are you fucking kidding me? Why? Why? Who thinks that's necessary? Why? What the why? Chris Pratt is Mario? What the fuck world do we live in? What? No way. That's so stupid. That doesn't even make legitimate sense. Do I have another ladder? Because I need a second ladder. Right, Nintendo, you done fucked up. Yeah, Chris Pratt isn't even good. He's very not my favorite. Anna Taylor-Joy is Peach. Well, that I can at least cope with, you know? There we go. I figured it out eventually. Hey, D! Thank you for the 2-month subscription. Charlie Day is Luigi. Charlie Day. Do I know who that is? Jack Black as Bowser. Okay, that is good casting. Jack Black as Bowser is something I will accept. I can't... What kind of ladder placement is this? Okay. Parkour! I parkoured badly, but you know what? I'm up here. Keegan Key is What is this world that we live in? You know what I mean? I don't know how to jump. This game is not super responsive. Oh, from Key and Peele. Okay. Seth Rogen is DK. You know what? Chris Pratt can get fucked. It's not the best Chris. Oh, okay. In Pacific Rim. Anyone who is in Pacific Rim is probably fine. If GLaDOS likes you, then I can fuck with that. It's probably not a good criteria, but here we are. Oh, got my back. Sorry. Ow. Oh, my whole life hurts. Someone just made a homophobic Mario Twitter. Oh my god. So long, gay Bowser. Everything I've heard about Jack Black is that he's absolutely wonderful. So what you're saying with Chris Pratt as Mario and Jack Black as fucking Bowser, that my like simping for villains is completely justified this time? You can't quote that now? Yes, I fucking can. Sorry, yes, exactly. I'm gay. I can say whatever I want. Fuck off. Jack Black does seem like a wonderful type. Yeah. The people that I've known that have like worked with him have nothing but good things to say about him. That he's like absolutely like just wonderful and down to earth. I will say like simping for villains because they're hot. Simping for villains because they're Jack Black. I mean, I do simp for villains because they're hot, but simping for villains because they're evil. Okay, I appreciate that. And some cool game news, there's gonna be a fully 3D Kirby, like Mario 64 style. That is sick. That's good to know. We can finally have that adorable monster, that just adorable nightmare fuel in the third dimension. It's fantastic. Like, cause Kirby is just horrifying if you think about it for more than 3 seconds, right? Like, that's not just me. Sphere exists in its native dimension. Our squishy overlord is getting the recognition he deserves. Bayonetta 3, hell yeah! That's sick. Her new model looks badass, dope. Bayonetta could do literally anything to me, and I would thank her. You know what I mean? Like, Bayonetta could murder me, and I would apologize for getting my blood on her shoes. Like, does that make sense to anybody else? Is anyone else with me on that one? You're with you on that? Absolutely. Bayonetta is perfection. She's like so in control of herself. It makes me so happy. Based in gay poop. Right? Speaking of pilled, fucking the new Bayonetta can step on you. Yeah, absolutely. The new Matrix is, I'm so fucking excited for. I think I'm starting to get to the point where I'll be like comfortable going into theaters again soon. You have no idea who Bayonetta is? Okay, she's a video game character. She has clothes technically, but they're made out of her hair and they do disappear frequently. You may be too young for the game, actually, Alice. Is it worth catching up on the other two movies? Oh my god, yes. 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 All three Matrix movies, like... Some people don't like the sequels. The Matrix sequels work better as a single movie. They were released like 6 months apart. They work really well as a single movie because that's how like the payoff works for them. Separately, they don't really work or make sense. And it is heavily like a trans allegory. Like, the Wachowski sisters are trans. Like, they wrote it for a reason. Let's go Black Toad, yeah. Yeah, that is sick. Also, hi, Salt! Welcome to the stream. I don't know what voice that was, but you know what? We're running with it. Salt has entered the chat at the optimal time. Yes, yes, he has. Yeah, yeah. There was a really nice video I watched recently called The Matrix sequels are good, actually. And it's by like two trans women. It was really, really eye-opening because like sometimes I miss some of the more subtle things. I also haven't watched it since I was a little kid. Someone already do Black Toad? Hell yeah. So, Mara, yes, it's ironic that the dickweeds use red pill from the movies when they're transphobic and shit. However, they're using red pill the same way that Agent Smith does. Like, Agent Smith is like the fascist taking the wrong message from the movie. Because Smith specifically says like he owes his freedom to Neo. Like, he takes the exact wrong message from like what Neo does. So like they're red pilled, but so they're like unplugged from the Matrix, but they've taken like the wrong conclusion from it. Like they're unbuckled from societal norms, but not in a good way. You haven't watched all the Matrix movies? Mara, you really, really should. You would fucking love the second one. Oh my god. The Merovingian would just make you so happy. He's like a French philosopher, Pepe Le Pew. Like, he's gross and awful, but like, he's hilarious. I thoroughly recommend, if you haven't seen the Matrix sequels, that you do that. Also, technically, there's like ghosts and werewolves and vampires in the sequels, kind of. They were meant to be. The ghosts are the only ones that are really obvious. But I really hope they explore the, like, werewolves and vampires in the new one. Because that would be sick. Because they were going to. Also, the Matrix movies are very much anime fan makes live action film. Because a lot of the shots, like, really only make sense if you, like, get anime. Reloaded, yeah, is the second one. And then Revolutions. But Mara, if you could watch the 2 sequels, let me know how you think, and then I'll send you that that analysis video to see what you think about that, so that would be fun. You watched the first one in a suboptimal setting, and I don't think my perception may ever recover. Oh, that sucks. No, I watched it on VHS in my house, so... And my dad loved Matrix. And the Animatrix is also fantastic. Though it's not it's just sort of like, oh, what if we explore... It doesn't really do the, like, trans allegory as much. It's just like... Oh, we'll, explore the Matrix concept a little bit. The card JRPG you mentioned is by the creator of Nier. Oh, dope. I mean, Nier is good. I don't know. JRPGs and card games are not so much my thing. But maybe someone will do a Let's Play of it. Watching the Matrix in high school sociology is not the way to go. Oh my god. I will say, as far as seeing movies for the first time in a classroom setting, the first time I watched The Princess Bride was in a university class. But it was on, like, it was a, like a mythology sort of class that, like, looked at, like, the importance of stories. It wasn't, like, an English class. It was, like, a natural sciences or something. But we did that. We read fucking Sandman. We did, like, Celtic myths and stuff. I think it was called, like, Mazes of Meaning. It was like if a fucking, like, Wiccan did a Jordan Peterson lecture, but, like, leftist. It was great. The Matrix came out in the 90s? Yeah, I think so. Or it might have been, like, 2003. The aesthetic is very great. And also, like, keep in mind when you're watching it, that, like, Neo, even though he's played by a cis dude, is meant to be a trans woman. And that in every way, Trinity is a fucking lesbian. That relationship is sapphic, regardless of Keanu Reeves being involved. Also, I feel like Keanu Reeves is involved in a lot of, like, lesbian situations, honestly. Because I don't know many queers that don't like Keanu Reeves. 99, 2003, yeah. Keanu says he liked the allegory. Keanu was allowed to be a lesbian as a treat. Yeah, no, Keanu Reeves is absolutely supportive. And, like, everything I've heard about him as an actor is fantastic as well from people that have been, like, on set with him. Like, I've been on enough sets that, like, I can generally tell certain actors. Not that you get to make that call, but, like... I mean, if any cis dude is allowed to be a lesbian, that's like an actor or whatever, it's probably gonna be Keanu Reeves. Thor, God of Lesbians. Yeah, that kind of idea. Except for Keanu Reeves is, like, just such a sweet dude. But yeah, I've worked background acting enough and I've been on enough sets that I have a pretty good sense of, like, obviously not all actors ever, but the ones I've been on set with, I can tell whether they're, like, decent people or not. It's pretty obvious. Keanu is just the softest and yet the most action hero. Yeah, he's amazing. Keanu Reeves could also do anything he wants to me, except for that I know the only thing he'd want to do is, like, tuck me in with, like, a hot chocolate and a teddy bear. You gotta get dinner, but you'll be lurking. Thank you for the lurk. Saul, it's nice to see you as always. I miss you. I would want that. Yes, absolutely. Keanu Reeves just handing you a hot chocolate and a blanket and a teddy bear. That's just like the ultimate in coziness. You know the red flags? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can kind of tell based on like how they treat the background and the crew. Like, they'll always treat the directors well. And if they treat the directors badly, like, oh my fucking god, they're a nightmare diva. But they pretty much always treat like the high level, like, involved with them staff decent. It's like how they treat the little guys. So like the crew that aren't really super involved, or like the background. Like if they're shitty to the background actors, they just don't see us as like fellow cast members. That's usually a bad sign. Cause then they have a fucking superiority complex and shit. Keanu reading bedtime stories, yeah. That would be cute. But what I will say is like, there's been a bunch of actors I've worked with who've been fantastic. And then I worked with James Franco and was like, no, I don't like this man. I do not like him at all. And I'd actually liked his performances, like seeing him in movies, like I'd liked some of his roles. And then I met him on set and I was like, nope, can't watch any of his movies anymore. And then like allegations came out about him and I was like, I am not fucking surprised. But Robert Sheehan from Umbrella Academy and Misfits, lovely, absolutely lovely. Flirty but really good with consent. Yeah, James Franco sucks. I think it was Patrick Swayze was really nice. I think it was Patrick Swayze, something like that. He's really, really sweet. Just wanted to talk to like boomer women, but like that's fine. He was really friendly. Why have a superiority complex when you can just be friends? Absolutely. Like, I worked with, I don't know if any of you watched 24, but there was like this black actor who played the president on 24 for a while. And he was on a show with, like, one of my first times as background, he was on a show with me. And he was amazing. He was so nice. Flirty but good with consent is your ideal look. Yeah, absolutely. Like, he would never touch anyone, but like, he'd make like flirty comments with people as long as like they were chill with it. Like, legitimately was like, we had like a, because I was on Umbrella Academy, and we had like a 14-hour day like dancing on concrete floors in an abandoned building. And he like legitimately, as the hours were going on and we were clearly in like lots of pain, he was like, man, you guys have like really been toughing it out, like I really appreciate it, like you guys have been troopers. Like legitimately made us feel like fellow performers. Or there was another show I was on and like some of the actors like complimented me on like what I was doing, which was really nice. Because like some shows, like when you're doing background, you're just walking back and forth, you're not really doing anything, you're just existing. But sometimes like you have to act. Like you don't have lines or anything, but you have to character act. And like getting compliments on your acting skills from like a professional like actor means a lot. So like have them like actually acknowledge you and just be like, yeah, you're great. It means a lot. Or even just to have them like talk to you like a person. What's her face? There was like the actress who played Molly in Molly's Game was kind of rude. I don't know if like, she just kind of like didn't interact with people. I don't know if it was just because she was tired though, because our days started as background at 5 a.m. in the snow. So I don't know if she was just tired. But oh, the black woman who played oh my god, scared me so much I popped up a menu. Thank you. No, the black woman who played Starfire in Titans was really nice. Jesus Christ. The B director in fucking Handmaid's Tale was awful. I don't know. You get all types in movies. You get people who like genuinely want to like make creative stuff, and you get people who are just like egotistical dickheads. Titans, where you were in a Vienna nightclub or something. Yeah, yeah, we did, there was a nightclub scene where I was with Starfire. I think that was like the pilot or something. And there was another day I was on where it was like a Robin scene where Robin was getting in, I think, a fight or something. I was like a street hooker in my big platforms, and I had to jump out of the way of a taxi like a bajillion times. I will say, anytime there's a background performer involved in a stunt, my God, I love stunt teams. I have nothing but respect for what they do, but could you please fucking inform background what the fuck is going on? If you're gonna have us involved in a stunt, fucking tell us what's happening. Because I've been involved in stunts multiple times, and like, the one, it was like a self-initiated stunt where I was just like, I had to basically like, yeah, it's kind of critical, yeah. There was one where I was like in, What We Do in the Shadows. I don't even know if the scene, I haven't even seen the show yet. I've been meaning to, but, where I got like thrown by a vampire and I just like jumped off the sidewalk. But that was like self-initiated, so the guy would like wave his hand and then I would just like jump. So like, that's fine. You don't really need to, like, you know, it's to my own comfort level, like how dramatic I get about it, right? So that's fine. But in Molly's game, there was like a ski crash directly in front of me on an icy hill. And I wasn't really, they didn't really like tell us where the land, like where the crash was gonna be or what to do. And like, we don't get paid actually, like we get paid minimum wage. So like, I got fucking taken out a couple times and that wasn't fun. And yeah, the one in Titans, I had to jump out of the way of a cab, but the stunt driver was like swerving, which I get. You don't, like, you got to make it look kind of realistic, and you can't always hit the same mark every time when you're doing like a car stunt. Like, I get that, but maybe having someone in platform boots be the one to jump out of the way of the car, or like have me on the road and have to get out of the way of like a swerving car multiple times, wasn't really my favorite. Or at the very least, could you pay me to do that rather than be like, oh yeah, you can do that fine, right? I'm like, not for fucking $12 an hour, I can't. Also, fun fact, background actually make less than minimum wage because you get paid minimum wage, and then you have to pay out your agent. Before we used to get paid more than minimum wage. Like, we got paid $14 an hour when minimum wage is less, and you'd pay out your agent, but then when they increased minimum wage, they didn't increase our pay. Because, like, as non-union background, union background get paid a fuck ton. But yeah. Anyway, that's my Hollywood rant for today. I'd love to do more background acting though, it just doesn't pay enough. And as a heavily alternative person, there's not really that many roles that I can do. Because they're very skittish about tattoos these days. You gotta stop making your arm into a lever. What does... Alice, what does that even mean? What are you talking about? You propping up on something and trying to pick something heavy up. Don't do that. Bones aren't meant to do that. Don't treat my friend like that. It never feels good. Yeah, then don't do it. Damn it. Fucking Alice. I love you, but yes, you are a simple creature. Please be careful. Take it from me. Some injuries you can never fucking recover from. So just like, be careful. Oh, you only realize when it's too late. We care about you very much. Please be careful. Yeah, I do have a zombie leg, don't I? My zombie leg is an entire nightmare. Though that one's not... You're a very bad Alice caretaker. Fair enough. My knee is not my fault, though, Mara. My shoulder injury is the one that I was more thinking of because I injured that at work. And there's nothing I can do to fix that. The knee was kind of nobody's fault other than I guess my doctor when I was 14. That's true. Your knee was not your fault. Yeah, it just dislocated enough times that... But like there's nothing I could have done about it. Doctors could have done stuff about it, but... Yeah. I definitely can't recover from my knee. It will never function correctly again. Just fine, it makes my Silent Hill nurse cosplay a lot more effective. It's fine. Hi Gramps, welcome to the stream, nice to see you. What? Let it fall off the roof. We're getting there on this house. Another plus to this game, you don't need working from heights training. True. Though I will say, I don't have working from heights training in real life, but I do know how to tie a mean safety harness. It's an even worse thing if they end up having EDS. Yes, please be careful. Maybe you should live in a straitjacket. That would be comfy. I've been in a straitjacket before for recreational purposes, and it was very comfortable. Very warm, though. A gay jacket on you? Oh my god, Alice. Correct. You're currently playing Yakuza 0 with 75% off Steam, so you had to get it. Dope. Nice. Majuma's a good time. Once something is severely damaged, there's no fix, only temporary relief. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, it depends how severely. Like, I've had some injuries that are, like, pretty bad that are now back to normal, but, like I dislocated these ribs here, beginning of the pandemic, and they're fine now, but, like, it's usually, like, the wear and tear repeated injuries that are, like, the absolute worst. I don't know. I'm very weird when it comes to my body. But yeah, you want to be careful. It's difficult to find classic straight jackets. Yeah, I guess. I mean, you can get them custom made, but that's those places are generally fairly adult. Also, reminder, I labeled this as a mature stream for a reason. No! I'm sure this isn't making you all nauseous at all. Severely, like, over and over damage or extreme crush injuries should have been clear. Yeah, no, fair enough. No, my body's just weird, because, like, most people, if they dislocate their knee once, they'll tear their ACL, and, like, that's a pretty major injury. My body can handle doing that repeatedly. But I suppose now it's kind of fucky. Or, like, my shoulders from, like, doing retail and repeatedly hurting it. Power wash headbanging, just... Oh god, I'm so dizzy now. Oh my god. Thank you. Excellent timing on that. You were not expecting me to eat as soon as that went through? Oh man, even better than that happened. Perfect. You say that because you had your foot ran over with a large tractor tire. Still missed some muscles and nerves. Ow. Yeah, crush injuries are bad. The only crush injury I've really had is I crushed my finger once in a really heavy door, but luckily it was a joint, this one right here, that doesn't really work anyway, so it's fine. And I had like a car hit my foot once, but I was in steel-toed boots, so it was okay. But yeah, crush injuries are no fucking joke. Even just crushing my finger, I was in so much pain for like a week until the nerve like calmed down. And like a thing with like the like rope stuff I do, As you learn that like nerve injuries may fix, they might not. There's like really there's nothing you can do about it. It just, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But I can't imagine like crushing your whole foot. That would suck. You're terrified of something happening to your hands. Yeah, it's not fun. You remember that crush injury? Yeah, Mara, you weren't there when it happened, because then it wouldn't have happened, but, yeah, you remember the right after. I made, like, little splint and things, and then people yelled at me to go to the hospital, even though I knew it was just a nerve damage situation, but they're like, you may have broken your bone. If you're in that much pain, go to the hospital. I'm like, no. I can't do anything about it. That door was heavy. You would have gotten it for me. Yeah, or at the very least, it wouldn't, like, if I had dropped it, you would have caught it, or, my hand wouldn't have been stuck in it for so long. You do recall rolling your eyes at the people who suggested I go to the hospital for it. Yeah. I eventually did, just to get them to stop fucking bothering me, but non-disabled people always tell me to go to the hospital for like the most minor things. I'm like, yes, I'm in a lot of pain. I get that. I get that's upsetting. But like, it's a nerve impingement. There's nothing I can't. My nerve was crushed, it was compressed, and now it hurts. I just gotta kind of wait for it. Oh, you got your thumb stuck in a car door once? Yeah, that does suck. Just finger injuries are just awful. Any crush injury tends to make me feel nauseous. You managed not to break anything, but it was not fun. Yeah, when I was a kid, I got my middle finger caught in a car door, and I lost my whole nail. And that was unpleasant. I didn't break anything. I've never, like, even when I caught my finger in like a really heavy Victorian wooden door, I didn't break anything. I just crushed the nerve. I've only ever broken one bone, and it was my fault because I was being stupid. I was doing handstands in my bedroom and then fell and kicked my metal bed frame. And it broke my whole foot. Did I feel nauseous when I got essentially kicked in the balls that one time? Yes. Yes, I did. Just like instantly this like gripping nausea just in like the pit of my stomach. It was so bad. Being whacked in the gonads is not maybe my favorite thing. And that's on IUDs. Okay. Oh, I should have gotten... Can I get my ladder from here? I can. Dope. You had that too. You had a blonde guy who accidentally shut your hand in a car door and it auto-locked. Poor guy, I felt so bad. I just keep telling him I'm fine. Accidents happen. After you got your hand out, you gave him a hug. Nothing was broken or bruised, just discolored from lack of blood. But after 5 minutes, it was fine. That's lucky. Car doors are no joke sometimes. Cradling your fingers right now? Yeah, basically. I've also sprained my fingers really badly doing, I did scare acting at Halloween Haunt thing. And that shit hurt like a fucker. And by I sprained my fingers, I mean some random member of the public who was thought he was a hotshot for not being scared, whacked a prop in my hand and sprained my finger. Fun fact, if you hit actors, you're a dick. It doesn't make you a big man to assault like a 20-year-old girl who's wearing a fucking Halloween mask. It just means that you're clearly not comfortable with your performance in bed. And everyone can tell now. The more you know, yeah. Just the number of like, and not even just guys, because girls would do it too, but just like people who would try and prove that they were tough by like assaulting haunted house actors. It's like I hate to tell you, but like, woo, you're not scared. Good job. So tough. Everyone's so very proud of you. You might not be scared of us, but you're so absolutely terrified of someone judging you for 3 seconds. People do suck. It was really funny because we were the safest on what was designated gang night. There was a night where all the Toronto gangs would come out. And they were like not interested in fucking with us. They were just doing like turf shit with each other. But like they wouldn't assault the performers at all. They were totally fine. They were some of the best fucking crowds we ever got. Because they were like, other than fucking with each other, they were just genuinely happy to be there and like experience stuff. They were nice. Like a thing people don't really think of is, but like gangs are really just like, just some kids, honestly. They're not that big a deal. You only assault actors if you were legitimately fucking scared and your lizard brain took over and registered them as actual threats. See, that would happen sometimes where people would like get genuinely scared and start flailing or like pushing us or whatever. But A, we can tell when that happens. B, that's usually really uncoordinated and doesn't even really hurt because it's just like uncoordinated flailing as they run away. And B, like the actual assaults you could tell because they'd be like, ha ha, and then punch you. Like you could tell the difference. But I would say if your normal response, like fear response, is to start punching people, do not go to a haunted house. Like if it's an accident, then fine, whatever, that happens. But like just, you know, be responsible. Twitter has decided that Danny DeVito should have been cast as Mario, and I agree. Yeah, Danny DeVito's the best. We stand a short king. Does it count as a sprain if the top of your finger touched the top of your arm? I don't know. That's hard for me to say, because mine just do that normally. A sprain, I'm pretty sure, is like it would hurt really bad, but it's like a tear to like either, I think, the muscles or the connective tissue. Something like that. It would have to be rapid and it would hurt. Like it would hurt a lot. But like I'm not gonna do it because it's gross, but my thumb goes all the way back. Yeah. I feel you, Mara. I'm pretty lucky in that, like, I don't really get scared very easy. And when I do, I get, like, I'm internally panicking, but, like, I can kind of stay in control of the situation. Fingernails touching the top of your arm. That's not really supposed to happen, but that could be a sprain or dislocation. Depends. Or if you have a connective tissue disorder, your hand might just do that, like, normally. Your fingers just do that? Yes, Alice, because you probably have EDS. Yeah, if it doesn't hurt, then you're probably fine. That's probably just your normal. But if it hurts, like, yeah, that's probably an injury of some kind. So I would say, Alice, don't, like, do that habitually. Just trust me on that one. Your arm doesn't bend that way. I would hope not, Mara. You've shown no signs of having EDS, so, like, people who don't generally have, like, massive flexibility things, like, I'm like, your body shouldn't do that. If your body's doing what my body do and doesn't normally do that, I get concerned. Your PT has warned you incessantly. That's good. A fruit fly just flew into my eye. That was really fun. Yeah, Mara, you have SDE. Oh, yeah, my finger, like my pinky finger goes most of the way back. My thumb goes all the way back. I'm gonna turn everything backwards. But mine always do that. But like when my thing got sprained, like someone like suddenly whipped it back. Like there's a difference between me doing it gently and someone hitting my finger. You can make about an 80-degree. Hog. Some of mine go further than others just because I have like really deformed hands. Just fine, my hand deformities make modeling easier. That's what happens when you try and play tag in the rain on wet grass. Yeah. Slippery surfaces are dangerous. Oh, my back. Almost done this house. I'll probably like finish this and then raid somebody. Not this wall, I mean the house. Because otherwise my hand will hurt and I have work tomorrow. And yeah, I will get back into playing Talos Principle at some point soon. This game calls to me and it's so relaxing and it's really easy to focus on chat when I do this. Oh, thank you for the follow, Gramps. I appreciate it. Hope your finger feels better soon, by the way. I'm presuming that's a fairly recent injury. Can't believe I watched you clean a house for 2 hours. The call of the power wash is overwhelming. Yeah, it's so relaxing. And it's like so easy to just like have a conversation. Cause like I can do this and I like look at chat. If I'm doing like a big open spot where I don't have to focus on the details too much, I don't really have to look at it. And Mara, the absolute fucking goddess that she is, helping me set up so I can like see chat with the game open. If I happen to use my phone. You're supposed to be applying for jobs, but this is so much more fun. I appreciate that. Good luck on the job hunt though. That shit's fucking stressful. I haven't had to look for a job in a long, long time, and I do not miss that. Mara being generally great compilation. She is one of the best people ever. She is genuinely very kind, very sweet. Oh, thanks for hosting me. I appreciate it. Ah. Okay. Gotta. After this, we'll be able to get the stronger power washer too. And this freaking mold won't take so long. You get an EI, so you're only applying to jobs you might want to do? Okay, that's good at least. Mara, I don't have to tell you how much I care about you. You know by this point. Did you just, Mara? Did you just? How dare you? How very dare you? I appreciate the tier 2. I guess it's technically September, so that's good at least, so you don't have to pay like full amount or whatever. Take advantage of whatever. Also, for anyone who has Amazon Prime, don't get Amazon Prime for like Twitch reasons, but if you happen to have one, you get a free Twitch sub every month with that. And you don't have to use it on me, but you should use it on someone, because that money should go to a regular human being and not into Bezos's pocket. So do me a favor and make sure not a billionaire gets that money. Get bonked. Bonks for everyone. I love the correct implication that Bezos is not a human. He's obviously not. Once you have $1 billion, let alone multiple billions of dollars, you've clearly sold your soul to some sort of Cthulhu-esque mythos being. In this house, we disrespect billionaires. And we stand Dolly Parton, who probably would be a billionaire if she wasn't such a good person, because she gives it all away like you fucking should. Not just some of it for, you know, reputation laundering, but like an actual amount that actually makes sure that you don't have an unnecessary amount of money. Don't do Cthulhu like that. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you can do Prime on mobile now? That's dope. That's good to know. Bezos should pay for you to go back to school. Bezos should pay for us all to everything. You know, Bezos could end world hunger. He could also, like, just, you know, start on the whole ending world hunger thing by letting us eat him, but, you know. Yeah, like, the idea of $1 billion is just nonsensical to me. Stop. You don't need that much. And forgive all the student loan. Yeah. There was a game where you just, like, pretend, like, you had Jeff Bezos' money and you had to give it all away. And you could do so much with it. And he's only one of many billionaires. I feel like if anyone has $1 over $1 billion, they should be killed. Because $1 billion you can still live comfortably for many lifetimes. There's no reason. Yeah, he could solve every problem on Earth, and he chooses not to. In fact, not only does he choose not to solve them, he makes them worse. Every single one of the problems on Earth is pretty much exclusively caused by billionaires and their companies. Like, literally, climate change could have been solved already if billionaires just decided that they cared. But they don't. And they wouldn't have to invest in new tech or anything like that. Like, the solutions already exist. They would just have to fucking just do it. Make big number go bigger. Like, it's really not that complicated. And this is how I know I'll never be a billionaire, because I wouldn't. I just wouldn't do that. There's no universe where I have that much money. Where, like, if I had that much money, I wouldn't just immediately, like, try and get rid of it. I can't be a billionaire because I'm a good person. Yeah, exactly. I'm not even that good. I'm just, like, not a monster. If a late night host can buy and forgive a ton of medical debt, then there's no excuse for billionaires. Yeah. Literally, John Oliver has done more for people than any billionaire. And more than most politicians, to be fucking honest. Also, imagine if Oprah literally did anything helpful rather than just giving people free cars that happen to be in her audience. Like, imagine if Oprah literally did anything other than fuel QAnon and the Satanic Panic. Imagine. And bars on the ground and they're still limboing to the core of the earth. Yep. So sad. They gave half their money, they give like food and education. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know the phrase "money doesn't buy happiness"? There was actually a proper study done on that, and money doesn't cause happiness. I mean, it does, up into a certain like maximum, after which it doesn't do anything anymore. And the amount at which the returns end and more money no longer makes a difference is like $100,000 a year. After that, more money just doesn't do anything. It's just enough to pay for like all your basic expenses, like all your essentials, and then like a little bit left over to do some like fun stuff with, like travel or whatever. Literally any more than that is unnecessary. 100,000 is all a person needs. The original meaning was, yeah, was to say like money doesn't buy happiness for like the poor, or for the rich, not to placate the poor. Yeah. Yeah, Mackenzie King, after divorcing Bezos, has done more than Bezos ever did or ever will do. But she was in it originally for the fucking books. That's the thing. And Grimes can just shut her friggin' class traitor hole about, oh, I'm doing this to like I still believe in like ending classism. No, you fucking don't. You married a billionaire. Fuck off. Oh, you asked that a few years ago in class when you tried to give your base leftist take, they told you you were wrong? Yeah. Trying to get this fucking deck done. finished all my fucking chips. Or chips, crackers. God damn it, my brain is weird. I don't know why I think my physically ducking is going to help me with this, but here we are. I don't know why that railing won't clean, but it's pissing me off. I do have a dirt vision. I do. I was just thinking that. What? Why? There we go. It's just some of these things are like not very forgiving as far as like missing teeny little spots. I don't have the best power washer right now. Next time we played, remind me to buy the better one. Because I think I have no money for it now. Ah. Sorry, my hand is going numb now. God, my hand. How they managed to get the ceiling this dirty, I don't fucking know. They turned the gravity off and then shit on the ceiling. I don't fucking know. It is rather impressive, I will say. I know there's supposed to be like a volcano or something in this game. Like in this town. So I think that's why it's just like super grimy. It's also extremely hard because, like, I don't use mice very often. I'm not good at this. Oh, well, there's my problem. There we go. So there's this, the ceiling, and that one more wall. Haha! Almost done. Blech. Oh my god, fucking ladders. The fucking jazz sax is just so good right now. Yeah, my hand. Okay. You will not defeat me, ladder. You will not defeat me today. Okay, what stuff do we have left? Chimney top. And a railing. And some like wooden trims and stuff. Okay. So oh my god, I'm so bad with ladders. Hold on. Come on, please. This is so precarious. I'm terrified. Well, I got it. Railing, window frame, and window trim. One more trim. Ah, my hand. Oh. Okay, what fucking wooden trim are we looking for? Okay, just gotta find this and then we done. This is a very non-specific game. I don't know what wooden trim you're talking about. That one. That one, okay. There we go. And we're done. Hell yeah. That took forever. Sweet. I'm not doing either of these right now. I'm tired. I'm so tired right now. Switch back over to me. Eat me. I know, it's so satisfying seeing them finish. I'm gonna take these off now. My fucking head hurts. My phone's done charging, yay. So I'm gonna raid somebody now. I'm going to read. Let me just see if the person I want to raid is on now. Jesus, there's so much shit going on right now. Let me see. Let me see who's live. Let's see who's live. I saw that. I saw that doot, but I didn't have my headphones on because my head hurts. Okay, yeah, the person I want to watch is gonna do a raid. Gonna do a raid. Silent doot. One of my favorite streamers is playing a spooky game. It's like Phasmo, but Egyptian. So we're gonna go do that. We're gonna go do that. So, say hi for me. Be good. Thank you so much for stopping by. I love you all. I'm gonna have dinner now. Hey, miss you guys. Hopefully I'll stream again soon too. It won't be like a billion years until I do it again. Okay, bye.